Are you thinking of teaching in the UK school? Now, one major difference between teaching in Nigeria and teaching in the UK is the use of ICT. Now, UK schools rely heavily on the use of ICT, from the use of the interactive whiteboards to the use of Google Classroom and all of that. So I'm going to be showing you, and I'm going to be talking through to the necessary IT skills that you need in order to be able to apply or to begin to even think of working in a UK school. So sit right. Hello and welcome again to my channel. Now, one of the major things that are difference between UK schools and Nigerian schools is the use of ICT. Okay, now if you're looking to come into the UK to teach as a teacher, you need to be able to have good ICT skills. So you have the interactive whiteboard that are used in the classroom. So every classroom in the UK has an interactive whiteboard, and this interactive whiteboard, you need to be able to know how to use them to be able to teach your lesson and to deliver your lesson clearly. Okay, now if you don't know how to use PowerPoint slide, okay, again, that's another thing. So if you don't know how to use the Word documents, PowerPoint slide, not so much of Excel, but I think the key thing here is PowerPoint, Microsoft Word. If you're not good at this basic ICT skills, I would advise you to go and learn them before you begin to apply for jobs in the UK, because every lesson you will definitely have to use a PowerPoint slide to be able to teach your lesson effectively on the interactive whiteboard. Okay, so this for me is a no bargain area. Okay, it's not one you say, okay, I'm going to learn when I get here. You'll be very surprised that your very first lesson, you'll be shown an interactive whiteboard, and you probably also have a laptop, and you'll be asked to teach a lesson. Now, the use of the interactive whiteboard is so that the kids can able to have an interactive section during the lesson. And then also with the use of PowerPoint, because we don't write on the board as much like most Nigerian schools do. So everything we do is on the interactive whiteboard. Okay, and even the interactive whiteboards now even have pens. They have pen function that you can write on them. So you can write on them, you can draw on them, you can do whatever you want to do on the interactive whiteboard. So they're almost like a blackboard, because you can use them with your computer for your PowerPoint slide, but you can also use them, you can write on them. So there's no excuse that, oh, there's going to be a blackboard or a whiteboard that I can write on. Yes, they're going to be there, but 80% of the time, you are using the interactive whiteboard than the actual whiteboard where you have a pen to write with. So it is important that you learn how to use PowerPoint, you learn how to use Microsoft Word, and you also learn how to use the interactive whiteboard, because no two interactive whiteboard are the same. In every school that I've been, interactive whiteboards are different. I mean, they all have the same function, they all do the same thing, but every interactive whiteboard is different. So I guess there's, for me, just learn about any interactive whiteboard, and I'm sure with the little bits or the little differences, they will be able to show you how to use it. Then there's the learning management system. Okay, so you have schools that tend to use Google Classroom. So they use Google Classroom to set homeworks. They use Google Classroom during ICT lessons. They use Google Classroom for a whole lot of stuff. Okay, so if you don't know how to use Google Classroom, my advice again is to go and learn this, because you'll be using it a lot of the times as part of your teaching and learning. Now, some schools also use something called ClassDojo. Okay, so with ClassDojo, you can put videos or you can put pictures of. So it's an interactive system where you get to interact with the parents and the children of what is going on in the classroom. Okay, so you can use that also to pass messages to the parents, and you can use that. So each class have a ClassDojo linked to that teacher and also linked with the parents of that class, so you can communicate with them, you can pass messages, you can pass you can show examples of what your children did in the class that day, and all of that. Again, this is something that you need to learn how to use it, because you'll be able to upload videos, send messages, and reply messages there. Okay. Then you also have some other apps that children use in place of homework. Okay, so with these apps, the children submit their homework, they do their homework and submit it on this app, and as a teacher, that's where you go to mark the homework. So rather than using an exercise book and all of that to send homework home, it's very rare these days. Sometimes especially for secondary school, the homework is set on an app online, and then the children do it and turn it in online, and then that way you can see what they've done. So is very, very digitalized. So that is why it's important that you learn the skills before you're able to apply for jobs in the. Now also you might have so the use of Microsoft Teams, Zoom, Google Classroom, I've already mentioned, and all of that. So you might need to be able to use this for meetings as well as a teacher, meetings, for trainings, and a whole lot of stuff that you need to do. So you need to understand how to use Microsoft Teams, how to share PowerPoint slide, because you might be called upon to make a presentation or for doing some training or the other. So if you don't know how to use this ICT skills, how are you going to do it? Okay, so it's important that you learn how to use this what do you call them, conferencing apps, okay, to avoid mistakes. And then also with the use of ICT, you should also be able to understand whatever school that you're on, the safeguarding policies that they have towards the use of ICT, okay, in your schools, GDPR and all of that. So these are things that you need to familiarize yourself with in the area of ICT to be able to work in a UK school. Now, many Nigerian teachers will ask me, well, won't they train me? Won't I get trained for these skills when I come to the UK to teach? Yes, they will train you, okay? They will train you, but they will train you in the basics, okay? They're going to train you in the basics. But for you to be able to understand the breadth, because it is a lot, for you to understand the breadth of the use of ICT, they would expect that you have a good understanding of those key ICT skills that you need. So basically they'll be doing a refresher course for you, or a basis. For instance, I mentioned the interactive whiteboard, that no two schools interactive whiteboard is the same, but they will think that you have an understanding of interactive whiteboard. So to them, they're only going to be teaching you how to use the school's interactive whiteboard, bearing in mind that each school might have a different interactive whiteboard, but they're not going to sit down and teach you, this is how you put it on, this is how you connect it, this is how you screen share, this is how you put your PowerPoint slide. No, they're basically going to tell you, this is how this is how it comes on, and this is how you just connect your computer to it and it works. But how it works, nobody's going to sit down to tell you that, because they would expect that you know the basic use of interactive whiteboard. The same way they would also believe that you have the basic understanding of Google Classroom, how to use it, how to set homeworks, how to turn in homework, and all of that. So nobody's going to sit down to teach you, this is how you put your homework on Google Classroom, this is how you turn it in. No. So that is a skill that you have to learn for yourself. So my advice is, if you know that you are not very strong in the use of ICT, please do well to go find a computer school, register, okay? If you don't do anything, learn how to use PowerPoint, learn how to use Microsoft, because you are going to be using Microsoft Word, because you're going to be using this a whole lot, especially in the making of slides for your lesson. So these are the important ICT skills that you need in order to be able to get your job in the UK. Right. If you liked this, if you think it's giving you value, please do not forget to like, subscribe and share, and I will see you sometime soon. Bye.